Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So it's nearly been 1 month since the Disney 100 set has been released and is out in the open. I think now is a perfect time to look at the market, look at the prices. We're going to check the sealed box prices, the raw prices, and generally just look at the availability of the cards and the set as a whole. So if we head on over to eBay, we're first of all going to look at sold listings for Disney 100 booster boxes. Now, here is a listing that sold for £148 plus £18 shipping. It is a picture of 2 boxes, but I have checked it and you put in the quantity. So this is in fact how much someone paid for one single box. Now, if you're in the UK and you are buying overseas, like in this case, this is from Germany, anything over £130 as a sale, you have to pay imports on. So you would have to add 20% on top of this, and also the postal company will charge you a handling fee for paying your import tax up front for you, and that is normally like £9 or £12. So potentially someone will be paying probably around £200 for this booster box, which is very expensive, and unfortunately a lot of people on eBay are not aware of import fees. So hopefully they are aware and that doesn't come as a surprise. But let's keep looking at sold listings. Sold yesterday, we've got £138. It is from Japan. So again, add that 20% on if they are declaring the value correctly on that box. So here we have a listing that would have been within the UK, £159 for a single booster box. Another listing that was sold £135. Another one for £150. Another one for £150 plus £5 shipping, and another £150. So, I mean, on average, this is £150 for a sealed Disney 100 booster box. So let's just convert that to dollars for those of you in America. $189 for a single sealed Disney 100 booster box in the UK. Very expensive. I think the last time I checked prices a few weeks back, they were selling for about £130 in the UK. So they have continued to rise in price for a sealed box. So let's head on over to UTE and look at raw prices, specifically raw prices in Japan. So starting with SSPs, as you can see here, these are all out of stock. This is the only card, the only SSP that they have in stock, and it is the Mickey Mouse SSP. They also only have one copy of it in stock, and it is 59,000 yen, which is £350, 443 US dollars. Interestingly, the last time I checked, the Spider-Man SSP and the Mickey Mouse SSP were the same price, and I believe they had both of them in stock. However, Spider-Man is now slightly cheaper than the Mickey Mouse card, and it is in fact out of stock. So even if you wanted it, you can't buy it from UTE anyway. So I can't imagine that these numbers will increase. They generally open product and then list raws as the set comes out. The second wave has been and gone. I don't think their numbers changed, so potentially they didn't actually get any more Disney 100 product on the second wave. But the second wave was smaller than the first anyway. I noticed no difference in prices and raw cards and things like that when that second wave came. So these are unlikely to change. They only have one SSP left. So let's head on down to the SPs. Again, majority of these are out of stock at this point. We've got Donald SP at $94.75, 2 of them in stock. We've got another SSP here for the same price, only 1 in stock. We've still got lots of Iron Man SPs, which is interesting. Iron Man in the Marvel set was the chase card, so they've got 5 copies of this still at $132, £104. So that is just not selling for some reason. And we've got 1 Luke Skywalker SP, very cheap SP at £40 or 51 US dollars. So again, most of this is out of stock. Let's just check the HNDs, which are the Disney 100 gold stamped cards. I know they're cheap, but it's still good to look at. Now, again, pretty much all out of stock bar one card, which is £7, $9. So I actually looked on here the other day and they were all out of stock. So I can only assume they literally just found this card and didn't realise they had it, so they've added it back to the site. But this is really interesting because a lot of these cards are extremely cheap. I think the pull rate from my case, a case of 18 boxes, I got 16 of these cards. So you pretty much get one of these per booster box. And I know they look amazing. They've got amazing texture. They've got a lovely gold stamp on them, but they are very cheap. And well, they were very cheap on this site. £2 or $3 for the Lilo and Stitch HND gold stamp, which I know sells roughly overseas for around £10 or £15 potentially. So what's interesting is that these were all in stock for many days after Disney 100 came out. I do have all of these cards and I have a set of these in a binder. I think potentially because of how nice these cards look, that's probably why they've been cleared out at this point. It's just that for the price, they are just such nice cards to have with the texture and the gold stamp. So yeah, pretty much all out of stock, bar that one card that they must have found. Let's head on down to the SRs. So again, with the SRs, they're textured, they just don't have a gold stamp, and you get 2 to 3 per booster box. So you do get quite a lot of these if you're opening up a lot of boxes. Again, a lot of them out of stock. We've got one in stock here for £1, $1. Another one in stock here. We've got 6 of these Beast SRs from Beauty and the Beast. So I guess that is an unpopular card that no one particularly wants. But as you can see, most of these are out of stock, bar the odd card here and there, which are still in stock and very cheap. You've still got one Grogu card there for £4, $5. Absolutely love this card. Really nice. So yeah, Yute, for all of the hits, they don't have much left anymore. I won't bother going into the double rares and the rares. Obviously, you get a rare in every booster pack, so very cheap cards, and they still have a lot of them in stock. So I think because most of these are out of stock, the next best thing in terms of prices and looking at it from that market perspective is to head on over to Buy, and we can look at Mercari listings in Japan, see how much these are selling for, and see what's available as well. So first of all, if we look at SPs, we can see there's a Buzz SP here that's sold for 6,300 yen, which is £39. So let's just compare that to what Yute had it listed at. So they actually had it listed at 79,000 yen, which is £46 and $59, and it is out of stock. So what's interesting here is you could buy it cheaper on Mercari. So yeah, it's gone slightly cheaper for the listings on Yute. What else do we have? We've got a Captain Jack for 10,000 yen. So again, cheaper than their listings, and they don't even have it in stock. So this is probably a good thing to do just in general, whether they've got it in stock or not. Potentially you may be able to get it cheaper through Mercari. Potentially it might be more expensive because it's out of stock. As we've just looked at these two cards, they're out of stock, but they're actually cheaper on here. So definitely good to compare with different sites in terms of market prices and where to buy these cards. And of course, as you can see, the ones that aren't marked as sold, there's still a lot of SPs available. Let's just filter to see what they have in stock. There's still lots of SPs on this site on Mercari that you can get that are unavailable on Yute. So potentially some of them are cheaper as well. So yeah, if you're looking to get SPs, you can purchase through Buy. They will go and make the purchase on Mercari for you at a small fee. They will then ship it internationally to you, which I think to the UK it's around £20. So bear that, like take that into account if you're looking to buy an SP here. Add £20 shipping and a small handling fee. And obviously, again, if you go over that £130, it will get hit with import fees. So bear that in mind. But there is still some availability if you're looking for some of the SP SPs. So obviously, compared to box prices, I'm sure you've noticed the box prices are selling for £150. The SPs, they're listed here, £47. Some of them are slightly higher, £74. Lovely Lilo and Stitch SP. I'm surprised that has not already been sold. This seems to be quite hard to pick up. It's a very popular card, but fairly cheap in my opinion, £58. Now, if you're just buying one Disney 100 booster box at £150 and you're intending to open that, then your chances are against you. Like SPs, the pull rates are 3 per case of 18 boxes. The SSP is 1 per case of 18. Opening one box, you're against the odds from the get-go. Yes, you could pull an SP, but you're only going to pull one SP at best, which, as you can see, some of them, I mean, Pluto here is only £28. Obviously, internationally, you'd have to add £20 on top. But compared to that £150, value for money, buy the raw cards. Maybe you just really want to open one box, and I can understand that there is so much more excitement to opening a box, but take into account dead boxes. I'd imagine a lot of these boxes on eBay are potentially dead boxes, and they won't have an SP, they won't have a chance at an SSP in them. I guess potentially the only other thing that we need to think about that could be adding to the box price is the Origin Rare. Technically, you've got a shot, a very slim shot at getting that Origin Rare, which is several $1,000s at this point. So perhaps that is also helping the sealed box prices. But I know that realistically, some people really like opening these cards, so they will unfortunately pay that expensive price, despite the fact you could collect these cards very cheaply by just buying them raw. Personally, when I open TCGs, I like to get 1 or 2 boxes to open and then buy the raws. That's normally always been the case for all TCGs. It's generally always cheaper to buy the raw cards, but it is always fun opening a set, so I can understand why some people do just want to open one box. But in terms of the price, it is way off. I think we also should quickly check the SSPs on Mercari, because obviously Yute only had 1 copy in stock, and it was the Mickey Mouse. So as you can see, there's plenty of SSPs available on Mercari in Japan. The prices are fairly high. To me, they look fairly consistent with what Yute had listed. Let's look at some sold listings to see how much they are actually selling for. We've got a Jasmine SSP here for 15,000 yen. Let's just compare that. So that's actually cheaper than how much Yute had it priced at. So yeah, potentially if you're looking for any SSPs as well, head on over here and you might get them at a good price. Now, of course, don't forget imports. If you're buying Spider-Man at £300, you'll have that 20% import on top of that. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of these raw cards available in Japan itself. Obviously, not everyone knows about how to purchase from Japan, but if you want to, just head on over to buy.jp and you can make your purchase and get it shipped over internationally. So one last thing I want to touch on is that I've noticed a lot of people are referencing TCG Republic for prices, and within Weiss Schwarz, TCG Republic are typically known for overpricing cards. So they offer Japanese Weiss Schwarz cards with free international shipping. The way they do that is they bump the price of the cards up themselves. So if we look at their listings for Disney 100, you can see here that they've got, for perfect example, Spider-Man SSP, $463 US. Now, this is available in stock. This has free worldwide shipping. You can't exactly see an image of the card you are buying, of the physical raw card. It's just a site for just buying raws, the same as Yute is in Japan. This is essentially like an English Yute site where you can buy Japanese cards without having to translate, mess around with mail forwarding or anything like that. You can just purchase from here get the card, but this does mean it comes at a fee. So as you may have noticed, you can buy this in Japan. Wow, this one is very cheap. I'm surprised that it's still in stock at 4,000 yen. So obviously this is $296. Add 20% import fees in the UK. I don't know if in America what your import fees are, but if I was to buy this, this would cost me 20% on top of the $300 equivalent, the £20 shipping, which is probably $30. So in total, if I was to purchase this right now, I would be looking at round about $390 in total, including fees and everything. And obviously, if you head over here, it is an extra $70 on top. Now, when it's an expensive card, that can add up and that difference can be quite large. When you're buying much cheaper cards, potentially like HNDs, they're $11. If you're just after one card, it can make sense just to buy this one card for $12 with the shipping, because shipping from Japan to UK is £20. So in that sense, you would save money if you were just after that one cheap card. But for more expensive cards like the SSPs and the SPs, you can potentially save a fair amount of money buying it through these other sites. Now, obviously, take into account that there's more admin involved in using mail forwarding, in using buy, and not just going here. You can literally go on this site, click buy, they send it to your address. It's all done like that. So I can see why some people use this site, but I just wanted to say that from a market price perspective, people quoting prices on here, they are slightly overpriced. So please do your research if you can. If you're looking at prices, come to a few different sites and work out an average. Look at solds on Mercari. I think personally that is the best way to work out the Japanese market price for the card. You then take into account shipping and imports on top of that yourself. And obviously, as I did with the Spider-Man SSP, even with shipping and imports, it was about 20% cheaper than TCG Republic. But I understand they have their place. Some people don't want to spend that time, that admin, and worry about all that mail forwarding work that you would have to do by getting the address and things like that. You can just go on here and you're essentially paying a bit extra for that ease of use. So hope you enjoyed the video. That is where Disney 100 is at the moment. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video some months down the line and see where this set ends up. If you enjoyed it, please hit like on the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel to see more of my Weiss Schwarz videos. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.